Round 3 of the Chemist Warehouse WNBL rolls on, and tonight we've got the second leg of your Wednesday night doubleheader as the Adelaide Lightning take on the Bendigo Spirit. Good evening, everybody. Alongside Michelle Gubbles, Liam Santamaria on hand, and Michelle, as I welcome you in, these two teams each took a beating last night. What kind of a bounce-back performance are we expecting from these two tonight?
Oh, they'll definitely want to bounce back. They don't want to hang their hat on, you know, those big losses. They need to come back and they need to redeem themselves, both teams.
Let's zero in on the Adelaide Lightning a little bit. Started the season with 2 wins, whackety-whack out of the gate, and then went into quarantine, those 6 days locked away. Came out rusty last night, took a big loss to the Deakin Melbourne Boomers, went down by 40. What did you make of their first game out of quarantine?
Oh, look, and it's really tough coming out of quarantine, so we've got to give them a bit of a break, I think, Liam. They kept trying, but it just wasn't coming together for them. So it will. You have those games, you do, and you just got to forget them. Their problem was that they let Melbourne Boomers get 55 rebounds, and that is insane. And then from that, the Boomers got 21 second chance points as well. So I think that was a big downfall, and they'll need to make sure they get on the boards. And Adelaide is actually the highest boarding team in the league at 42, so they were well below at 30 rebounds.
Live shots here from Townsville. The starting lineup for the Bendigo Spirit: Golding, Todd Hunter and Levy on the perimeter. Shavana Palvast in the starting lineup ahead of Alicia Froling and, of course, Carly Ernst in the middle. And there you see their reserves. 0-6, Michelle, to start the season, the Spirit. As we get a look at the Lightning, we'll come back to talk about the Spirit in a moment. Here are the starters for the Lightning, of course, headlined by MVP candidate Stephanie Talbot. Alex Wilson has been terrific at the point guard spot, and Abigail Weerung also on the perimeter. And they've got Marina Whittle and Chelsea Brooke in there, the front line. Ella Badish started last night ahead of Whittle, but Whittle back in the starting lineup tonight. The Spirit, 0-6 so far, and look, they've hung tough with a couple of teams a couple of times, but they got whacked last night by 48. When will we see them break through for a victory?
Look, I'm hoping it's soon. They just got to keep chipping away. And both these teams, they just need to forget last night, okay? And it's good that they got this quick turnaround so that they can just forget that last night ever happened and just move on, redeem themselves. But the problem for Bendigo last night was their turnovers. So they had 26 turnovers, and that is way too many turnovers. You're not going to win games with 26 turnovers. And then on top of that, the Townsville Fire, they had got 40 points from those turnovers. So that really hurt. That's nearly half their score, Townsville, from the turnovers.
It's all about bouncing back tonight for both these teams. Let's zero in on Steph Talbot, an absolute star in the opening round, and after her first 3 games, she leads the league in scoring and steals, second in rebounds and blocks, has been doing a little bit of everything for Chris Lucas and this Lightning team. A little down last night. What are you expecting out of that star tonight?
I think she will absolutely come out and be on fire. So her first game was just amazing. So she had 31 points. That's the highest point she's ever scored in any game in the WNBL. Before that, it was 29 points. So she came out on fire, and tonight we're going to see that. You can't keep a good girl down for too long.
Lacked a little touch last night, Steph Talbot. Just her finishes on her. I think she missed maybe 2 or 3 wide open layups, which was very unlike her. So fascinated to see a bounce-back performance from her tonight. How do they guard her, the Spirit? Tracy York in that huddle, you imagine a lot of the focus is going to be on shutting down Steph Talbot. Who goes to her, do you think, right out of the gate?
All right, I'm going out on a limb here, and I'm thinking that they're going to have to put Tessa Levy on her. And I've seen it before this season, previous seasons. Tessa Levy is that bit shorter, but she does play on taller players, and she plays really well on them. So I have no doubt Tessa Levy will play on Steph Talbot. I don't think Talbot will play on Levy, though. I think maybe Abby Weerung will get that job because she's a defensive specialist, so she'll get a job on Levy.
All right, well, we're moments away from tip-off. The 2-1 Adelaide Adelaide Lightning set to take on the 0-6 Bendigo Spirit.
Last minute huddles for both teams. There is Talbot, who we spoke about at length. We got the word from Michelle Gubbles there. She expects Tessa Lavey, the Opals guard, to go to her off the tip. We'll see how that plays out. And this Lightning team really turned heads in that opening week. And we are underway in Townsville. A long tip. Talbot with the last touch, and that thing's going to Bendigo.
Polvos just letting them know that that's the way the ball's got to go. Just in case the refs had anything that they were going to put it any other way.
So Lavey to inbounds. She finds Tidehunter underneath the turnaround off the back of the rim. Whittle, too big, too strong down there. She finds Weerung, attacks, and tosses it away. Tidehunter.
It's not a good start with turnovers so far. They just need to settle, get some offense, run it around, get it through hands, both teams.
Here's Goulding, attacks, off the glass, no good. And Talbot pushes. Wilson, Whittle lines it up from long range, can't hit. Big strong board inside from Chelsea Brook. Another 14 seconds on the shot clock for the Lightning. We run with the isolation on Ernst. Finds Whittle. She's in attack mode, Marina Whittle.
She's in attack mode. It was good to see her take that three, even though she's only shooting at 10% from the three-point line. I think she's got to make them respect her.
Lavey, nice little step, but doesn't have the touch. So no bucket here in the opening minute and change. The Lightning and the Spirit. Spirit looking for their first win of the season. Will tonight be the night they break through? Whittle again, 3 field goal attempts in as many possessions.
It's got to go down soon, doesn't it?
I like it.
Keep shot. It's a shooter's mentality. You keep shooting it, it's got to go down. Law of averages.
Here's Goulding. Lavey. Ernst steps out. And piece there from Talbot. Mentioned second in the league in blocked shots in the small forward position, and she got another one right there. Wilson. She's got Ernst. Backs off. She fires and knocks it down. 3-zip Adelaide.
We were just talking about Ali Wilson from the three-point line, and you know, she's deadly. If you give her that space, she will make that.
We were in the pre-game off air saying Ali Wilson needs to let it fly a little bit, and Ernst gave her a little space. She took advantage. Tidehunter, good strong take, gets herself to the free throw line.
And that's a really good take from Tidehunter. She took it hard. She didn't back down against a much bigger player.
She'll go to the stripe now, Tidehunter, where she's shooting 83%.
Which is
on
good.
The season thus far.
You'd send her to the line, wouldn't you? If you win foul in the bonus, you'd send her to the line at 83%. Although she missed that.
And front rims that one.
That's your fault.
That's on you, Michelle. And 0 for 2. We're very sorry to all the Bendigo fans out there. Here comes Weerung. So Bendigo still yet to get off the mark. Wilson off the horn set. They flip it to Talbot. Tacks on the left. She got that step on Goulding as she went to the middle.
And I think this is just the beginning for Talbot. She'll get a feel for it, and she'll make these. She will make these, and she'll get a feel for it, and I think she'll be away and racing.
Well, she's been 81%. It's been really Talbot and Wilson who have been getting to the stripe for the Lightning across their first 3 games.
It was interesting Talbot didn't go to the line at all last night, which is very strange for her because she always takes it to the basket, takes it hard and gets those and ones.
So she's off the mark. Steph Talbot, the league leader in scoring, 22 a game. And Adelaide have an early 5-zip lead. They nearly throw it away. Bendigo finds Ernst. She lets it fly. Bang, they needed that. nice, confident start from Carly Ernst from long range.
And that's a problem when you've got someone like Wirang guarding her there. She's not long enough. Carly Ernst shoots from up high. You're going to need someone with length to guard her.
She's coming off just 5 points last night, Ernst, as Whittle draws the foul. Thought there was a little soft shoe shuffle from Whittle, but she got away with it. She gets herself to the free throw line. Yeah, now Michelle Ernst last night, 5 points against Townsville on 1 of 7 from the field. And you get the sense with these 2 early 3-point attempts that she's looking to get herself going early doors tonight.
Of course, she just wants her confidence up. She needs her confidence up. And Tessa Lavey, she only had 4 points last night as well. And they're 2 prolific scorers. And clearly they got stopped last night. So they're going to make sure that that doesn't happen tonight.
She opened the season with 5 straight games in double figures. And so looking to get back.
And this is good to see from Whittle, you know, on the board early. You know, she's having a fair crack.
Some pressure up the floor from the Lightning. Bendigo looked a little shaky, but they survived it. Here's Lavey. She's got the double high screen. Nothing happening. Todd Hunter free. Skip pass. She misses the mid-range, and Talbot clears it for the Lightning. Here's when she's at her dangerous best. And she finds Brooke at the rim. And
that happens so often. Brooke gets out on that offensive transition so well, and Talbot finds her.
Long range attempt. That's knocked down. Good hit. Great impact off the bench from Demi Skinner.
She just came in and straight up. I'm taking this. That's so good to see.
Brooke again, down low. High-low action for the Lightning pays off. Todd Hunter to the rim, blocked from behind by Chelsea Brooke.
It's going at a pretty fast pace at this stage, up and down that floor.
Let's go back to that hit from Demi Skinner, averaging 3 points a game. Second year with the Spirit for Skinner, 5 points in 17 minutes last night, and she comes on and goes whack.
And it's really good to see Tracy York getting those early subs in. Just, you know, get your bench in, give them a bit of a feel for the game nice and early.
And McLean also in, and as is Froling, Alicia Froling for the Spirit. Pull up from Ernst, and a little contact from Steph Talbot on that Jimmy.
She'll be disappointed with that, Talbot.
Just a little touch on that shooting hand. Carly Ernst steps to the stripe where she's shooting 75% on the season. So it's a 3-point lead to the Lightning. 11-8 midway through this first term. Some extended pressure from the Spirit, and they almost forced the turnover. Wirang's in a trap, and they've cut a bunch of time off the shot clock. Attack mode from Wirang, and that was a good defensive stand there from the Spirit.
And that's really good to see. So just that half-court press, it kind of, I think it just surprised more so Adelaide than anything else.
So Tomlinson's come into the game for Adelaide. 8 seconds on the shot clock here for the Lightning as Brooke inbounds. They go inside to Brooke. She's feeling pretty good, but front rims that one, and Lavey storms in for the defensive board. Ernst steps into the triple, and that's, oh boy, that would have been a real confidence builder for Bendigo.
Yeah, and I think giving Carly Ernst that much space, you've got to get a hand sooner, because I reckon 8 times out of 10 she will make that 3 if you give her space.
Ooh, like that clip. Wish I shot at that clip. Lavey misses it in off the glass. 1 point game. I'll take your word for it. Here comes Whittle. Strong finish underneath from Marina Whittle.
I'm really liking this from Whittle. I think this is the best start that she's gotten this season.
Here comes Skinner. Ball skips. Lavey wanted it quicker than she got it. Step back from Lavey. And it rattles out. Froling keeps it alive. Bendigo get it again.
And they've got to fix up their rotations, Adelaide. That got caught up on a screen. Lavey was free as a bird.
Lavey again on the attack. Turns it over. Here comes Wilson. She's hard to the rim. Can't draw the foul, but she can get the bucket.
And I think she feels that it should have been an and one.
I like the way she goes about it, Allie Wilson.
Yeah, she's tough.
Block from Luella Tomlinson, top 5 in the league in block shots. She sent that one packing. Whittle, she's feeling good, Marina Whittle.
You could actually see it. She only had eyes for the basket then. There was nothing else there. She was taking that no matter what.
7. We love her aggression.
And that's what she averages, 6 points a game. So she's already, she's certainly going to up that percentage.
Signs of a breakout performance from Whittle tonight. Here is that action that Tracy York drew up, and Ernst can't finish the play. Foul called on the rebounding contest, and it's going against Adelaide. Taylor Ortler called for the foul underneath.
They both looked like they were challenging, and it might be a cheap foul. I mean, they called it, so it is a foul.
Here's Froling. Out to Lavey. She likes what she sees in the one-on-one against Brooke, but can't hit. And Adelaide clear it. Here's where Wilson's on the attack. Right down Main Street for Allie Wilson.
She really loves that left hand. I think she'd actually rather go left than right.
Long range from Bendigo. Skinner has another look at it. Can't knock it down.
Perhaps Adelaide need to box out there and not give second efforts away.
It's been a couple of minutes here from Adelaide on either side of that timeout, and they've opened this thing up to a 9-point advantage. Big moment. Turnover here from Bendigo, as I say that. A big moment here for Bendigo, Michelle. And it feels like a strange thing to say in the first quarter of a ball game like this, but this is a team that have had these moments where opponents have blown things open and they haven't been able to recover. Yeah,
and Bendigo, they actually have trouble always in the fourth quarter. So whether that's tiredness, I don't know, because they've got some players that play some pretty big minutes. So look, their start has been okay here. They can bring this back. I don't think it'll get blown out.
Oh, wow.
If they play D like that.
Wow, that was way too easy. That was slow motion there from Tomlinson, but super effective right to the rim.
No, they made it look like Speedy Gonzalez.
Here's Lavey. Long range attempt and knocked down from Paige Price. Instant impact off the bench.
And that's the good thing that Bendigo are doing. They're coming off the bench and they're having an impact straight away, their players. We saw it from Skinner and Paige Price now.
Great pass from Allie Wilson, sets up Tomlinson. Here's Price, fresh off knocking down that 3 ball. Played a season-high 18 minutes last night, Paige Price. An offensive foul called here on the Spirit down low.
I didn't quite see that one.
The foul's on Rintala as she was establishing post position. It was one of those whistles where everybody was a bit confused.
Yeah, all the players were, as were we.
And here's Wilson, guarded by Lavey, the opal. The pick comes. Wilson loses the handle. Pressure from Todd Hunter.
That was a really good switch from Todd Hunter.
And the rebound there from Paige Price. She's come in and had a nice little impact, the 17-year-old.
And that's good to see from her. You know, she earlier in the piece, she had some really good games and she kind of went flat a little bit. So I think this could be a really good one for her.
She's exciting young talent, Paige Price.
She's brilliant.
She's heading to the University of Indiana at the end of this WNBL season as Jenny Rintala. Speaking of America, the American turned Aussie citizen gets herself to the free throw line.
Yes, because if she was American under the import rule, she could not play. So, you know, there's a few in the league that have turned Australian citizens. Not purely just to play, I'm not saying that.
I'm sure it was an element of involved. But yeah, we talk about Paige Price. Came off the bench before, hit a much-needed triple to get things ticking over for the Spirit. And just one of a number of exciting teenagers that have been getting things done in this WNBL season thus far.
Yeah, and she's looking really good. She's not afraid to take that three, and she shoots it really, really well. So, you know, they don't want her to get hot either because she's a confidence player, and if she gets her confidence, she can hurt you.
Did you play against her mum?
I did.
Former bully and boomer Simone Price. She would have been Simone's Gloucester at the time.
Yeah, I played in state teams with her too. So she was Bulleen, I was Dandenong, and yeah, we did play against each other. So that's why I kind of have a special spot.
You must stay down
for Paige.
Do not come and jump out at people. Yeah. They're all drivers. Yeah. Carry a hand. The shooters and drivers carry a high hand. We're in swinger down next time. Let's see if we can do it without calling out from the timeout at swinger down. 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So just go like this.
Interesting there from Tracy York. Why did she tell her team then to run swinger down but not call it out there on the floor?
So that they're not prepared, because they would have done all their scouts. They know exactly, you know, all the plays. They know that. So if they don't call it, then they can't adjust. Like Adelaide won't be able to adjust first up.
And Talent knocks down her first look.
It's interesting. Normally a swinger is against a zone. So, yeah, is she assuming there's going to be a zone out there, or...?
We'll see. Rintala 2 from 2. Scored a season-high 10 points last night against Townsville. Rintala. And we've got an 8-point ball game. A minute and a half outside from quarter time. Wilson on the attack. And good defense from Todd Hunter. She took a hit after the fact.
Great hands.
Lavey looking to take advantage. Gets right to the lane and right to the cup.
And I think that's what they need to do. Bendigo need to do that as well. They're getting attacked on the rim by Adelaide, so they need to give them a taste of their own medicine. Defend this. See how you go.
The ball goes down low to Tomlinson. One-on-one in the block with Price. Sorry, with Rintala. Defended pretty well. Oh, great pass fake from Whittle. And off the side of the rim, and here comes Todd Hunter. 2-on-1 for Bendigo. Finds Lavey, and she finishes the play.
And this is great from Bendigo now. They're bringing it back, and they've just settled a little bit.
Back-to-back buckets for Lavey. She's got 6 now, and it's a 4-point game. Hanging tough, the Spirit. Against the Lightning team, a couple of days out of quarantine. Tomlinson, too long in the paint.
And Tomlinson, they probably need to look for her more. She is so long, just her arm span. When she actually calls for it up high, especially when she's got, you know, someone smaller on her. Give it up high. If that's where she wants it, give it to her, but don't get the 3-second call.
Good job from Pavast defensively there, just to force that extra moment, the lob pass over the top. Final possession of the opening term. You'd suspect the foul off the ball on Tomlinson.
Rintala was just trying to get through, and Tomlinson kind of did just raise her arm. I don't think the contact was intentional, but it was there.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, she took it right in the chops, Rintala, and she'll now go to the charity stripe where she's 2 from 2 on the evening.
And unfortunately for Tomlinson, the ref was right there, right in front of it, so he wasn't going to miss that.
Well, the plus side from the Lightning is they're going to get another look at it. And the shot clock was turned off. The Spirit had the final possession if they wanted it. And they come up empty, except the ball rattles out off Adelaide. Couldn't finish the play on the glass, and Bendigo get it back. Price finds Lavey, crosses up the D. Rintala has it on the deck. Back out to Lavey from 3. Bang! On the quarter time buzzer. Tessa Lavey draws it to within 1. It's Adelaide 23. The Bendigo Spirit looking for their first win of the season, 22.
And that's a coach killer, that last shot. And we saw it so many times. I know Steph Talbot is perfect. Like, she's really good at getting that last shot. And that just really hurts. They lose that buffer now, Adelaide, that they had.
Big time. It was 19-10. We said it was a big moment. And a 9-0 run to finish the quarter from Bendigo, and a lot of it was off the hand of Tessa Lavey, who finishes that term as the game leading scorer with 9 points. She got going in transition, she got going down the lane, and then on the quarter time buzzer, the catch and splash from long range.
I'm so far liking, I've been pretty critical of the free throws, and I'm like the free throw police, but like 4 from 4 from Adelaide, so they're at 100%, and we're 50% for Bendigo, so if they can just up that a little bit, that's great.
And leading the way for Adelaide, Michelle, has been Ali Wilson. 7 points in that opening term, 3 of 4 from the field, 2 boards, an assist, a steal. I mentioned to you on the call, I like the way she goes about it. You've just got to enjoy watching the aggressive way she attacks the game.
Yeah, she was really tough. Like last year at Sydney, she just played exactly the same way, and I just think she's thriving now under Chris Lucas.
She leads the league in minutes. Ali Wilson, they rely on her heavily, and has scored in double figures in all 3 of the Lightning's games, and she's on track to do that once again tonight.
Yeah, and it's good to see. She's a good player. And like, we've got 3 players actually out there that are in the top 4 for minutes. So we've got Wilson at 34.9, Talbot at 32.4, and Lavey at 32.3. So they're playing some big minutes. So they kind of, one team wants to get a bit of a buffer, so maybe they can, you know, just get a bit of a breather.
Well, Talbot got a bit of a breather in that opening term, didn't she? She picked up 2 early fouls and only played 4 minutes, so she's back out there to start the second as we get underway.
I don't think it was a select breather, though. It was only
Yes.
she was fouled.
She goes right to the rim on the opening play, Steph Talbot.
And they look 100% better when Steph Talbot is out there.
Lavey off the step-up screen from Rintala. She's got a pep in her step right now, Tessa Lavey, off that 9-point opening term. And, Paige Price cut along the baseline, but she was beyond it.
I'd like to see more high screens, like Tessa Lavey calling high screens for herself, because she comes off it so well and she's so quick. It's really hard to guard.
High-low action to Talbot. Plays bigger than she is, Steph Talbot, and earns another trip to the free throw line.
Yeah, and that's tough. Paige Price trying to, you know, stop that. The youngster, she did well, but yeah, just kind of brought her hands down a fraction.
is. Those 2 early fouls in the first quarter limited her impact, Talbot. You got the 4 points, 3 assists, make that 5 points now. But I mentioned off the top, first in points and steals, second in rebounds and blocks. And she really is the engine that makes this Lightning team hum.
Yeah, well, she's pretty much the engine that makes the WNBL hum.
Vast can't punish the pressure, but she gets back into the play, and the Spirit are going to get it back. Here's the miss. As a bunny got right to the rim. But Todd Hunter got involved. Vast was first to the floor.
That's good desperation.
And you got to like the Spirit's energy on the offensive glass. You see there, +5 on offensive boards thus far. They missed a couple of bunnies, like that one right there. And that's helped the cause a little bit. And that's a 3rd personal foul on Steph Talbot. And she's going to head straight out of the game, you would suspect.
You would think so. And because what they'll do, Bendigo, if they get a little bit of a sniff, they're just going to take it to Talbot and take it to Talbot and try and get that 4th foul before the half.
It was a rough call. Not a lot in it underneath there. So Talbot's out. The superstar for the Lightning on 3 personals early in the second quarter. Could this be the night Bendigo break through? Some things are breaking their way.
Yeah, and if they've ever had a chance, this is it.
From the corner, Whittle rattles off, and Vast clears it for Bendigo. Finds Levy. She kicks it underneath. Here's Goulding. Turnover. Wilson. Carly Smith into the game for the Lightning. Her minutes have dwindled a little bit since coming out of quarantine. Whittle again open in the corner, and she steps out of bounds.
It's a couple of times that's happened this game already. You always got to know where that sideline is when you're trying to get outside the 3-point line. It happens so often, so often.
So another opportunity for Bendigo to cut into this little lead that Adelaide have. 5 points. Ernst back into the game. And they're going straight to her down low on Carly Smith. Oh, 1 foot fadeaway.
And she does the fadeaway too often. And she gets it under there. She needs to put body on body. Take it at them rather than away from them. She's got that. She's that tall and that long.
Levy finds Todd Hunter, and the Spirit are off and running. They've got numbers. Vast right to home base and knocks it in. We're back to a 3-point game. Great signs from Bendigo in this opening half. They were up against it in the first quarter, down 9, finished the quarter strong, and they're rolling here with Adelaide's best player, Steph Talbot, the league's leading scorer, on the pine in foul trouble. Oh, Tessa Levy, one hand, can't finish.
This season she has had a little bit of a problem with her finishes. She kind of gets herself really free and just can't get that finish at the end.
Wirrung has similar troubles down the other end. Todd Hunter, and Whittle just takes it away, and this is getting a little out of hand here right now. Misses and turnovers. Wilson puts an end to that with a 3-point splash.
Adelaide really needed that because it was kind of getting a bit out of control. They were doing wind sprints, both teams, so that'll just be a little settler for Adelaide.
That was Adelaide's first score since Talbot went to the pine. Almost 3 minutes of action. Ernst a little stronger that time, Michelle, just as you asked for, and she cashes in with a bucket.
And that's perfect. And every time she does that, they generally get a score, or they might get an O board from her. But that's brilliant, and I'd love to see more of that from her.
She still faded away, Michelle, at the last moment, that little 1 foot jumper, but it was the establishing a little contact, getting to home base right in the middle of the paint that you liked on that move.
Yeah, she created a bit of space by putting a little bit of body in, but then she did fade away, but she at least created the space using that body contact.
So a 4-point advantage to the Lightning. Now, how does Chris Lucas handle Steph Talbot at this point? Michelle, 6 minutes 25 remaining in the second quarter. We're not going to see her again this half, I'm sure.
Definitely not. He's not going to risk her. And look, I think she'll start the second half, but she'll just, you know, have a sit, have a think about it. But she's a smart enough player to be able to play with fouls, I think. So, yeah, she'll be back out there. She'll play some serious minutes still.
So is it Ali Wilson time now for Adelaide? I mean, they're their two primary playmakers, Wilson and Talbot, right? So Talbot goes to the bench. Is this the time? We saw her just slap that 3-ball, and she's the game-leading scorer with 10 points. Is it time for her to grab this game by the scruff of the neck?
Perhaps. I'd also like to see Abby Wirrung step up as well. She's a great defensive player, and offensively she's really sound. So perhaps she can step up as well.
A running action for Wilson right here. Puts it on the floor. Finds Brooke. Nice play from Wilson, and Brooke makes it count.
Really nice ball movement.
So Wilson 10 points, 2 assists, and Brooke now with 6. Here's Todd Hunter. Finds Levy. Single digits on the shot clock. Crosses it over. Slices down the lane, but again, can't quite finish at the cup.
It'll come. She's just got to keep taking it. Keep taking it.
Wirrung, strong to the rim, draws the foul on Levy.
And that's good from Wirrung. You know, she's making them respect her now because she hasn't really had a lot offensively happening. So that'll just make Bendigo think twice about it.
Signed with Adelaide after 1 year in Bendigo. Abigail Wirrung playing against her former team tonight. Put up 11 points per game last season. Shot 44% from 3, if you don't mind. But was just 2 of 9 from the field last night in Adelaide's big loss to the Boomers. So
yeah, maybe we just shouldn't bring up last night. Let's just move on.
Well, that's what Adelaide head coach Chris Lucas said, didn't he, after the game? Said the best thing about today is that we play again tomorrow.
And I think that is really good for both these teams because you don't want to dwell on it. Nice from Paige Price. You don't want to dwell on it for another couple of days. You just got to move on, and someone's going to snap up this win.
Bit of a funky possession for Adelaide, but the ball finds Wilson, and bang! Ali Wilson with another 3-point hit, and she is feeling it.
Yeah, she can shoot that 3, and that's awesome from Ali. And like you said, maybe she's just going to be the person that they need to step up and to keep their head way above water. Well, we haven't got Steph Talbot in the game.
Timeout called. Big hit there from Wilson as she goes into double figures now. 10 points on 4 of 5 shooting from the field, including 2 of 3 from long range.
Nice, yeah, and she can really bust open games. She is that kind of player, and she's just tough. She can shoot. She can play that D. So, you know, she might be the person. She's looking good so far.
Let's slide into this Adelaide timeout with head coach Chris Lucas.
To work with. You're going to sprint up, okay, and then flip it. Okay, so now it's going to come off this, come back, bang. Either way. Either way. Just twist it.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
We got it? All right, away we go.
Strike on
It was
3,
almost
1,
like
2,
he
3,
whispered that so that nobody knew. Nobody that's watching knew what he was talking about.
He's conscious. The microphone, a little tied to his polo shirt there. A little 7-zip run here for Adelaide. You see the scoring breakdown. And it's been 14-4 since quarter time on the back of that 7-zip run.
And here's another player, Alicia Frolinger. I'd really like her to step up. Coming back from that injury, she just looks a little bit hesitant. She's got the skills, she's got the knowledge. She just needs to find the confidence.
So what do we see from Bendigo now out of this timeout? Down double digits all of a sudden. They answered this call in the first quarter, didn't they, Michelle? They need that from Levy. Bang, and they get it. The three-point hit counts, and they maintain possession with the whistle under the rim.
And the reason they got that was their ball movement. So a skip pass into a quick reversal, and you will find the open man, because that's a hard closeout for Abby Wirrung there.
So Bendigo get it back. That's exactly what the doctor ordered. It's Goulding. Finds Levy, Paige Price, lets it fly, no good, and Ali Wilson clears it for the Lightning. Morgan Jaeger into the game for Adelaide. Wirrung with the pull-up. It's off and Froling with the rebound. Levy probing in transition, finds Ernst, she's open, bang! Carly Ernst with the straightaway 3, and 6 quick points for Bendigo, cuts the margin of 5.
And a bit of inside-outside from Ernst, that's great to see too, because she is a great three-point shooter.
Wilson on the attack, so good at slicing down the lane, Ali Wilson. And a little settler for the Lightning. 15 first half points for Wilson, and we've still got 4 minutes to play. Ernst from way downtown. And here is Wilson again.
Ernst seems to go in fits and waves. She'll take a couple outside, then a couple inside, then a couple outside.
Here's Levy, steps back on Brook and splashes the 3-ball.
Wow, they're going to have to put a lid on Levy. She's feeling it now from the three-point line.
She's got 9, Levy. And the margin back to 4. They were 11 down moments ago, the Spirit. Here's Jaeger, turns it over. A little nervous play there from Morgan Jaeger, the 22-year-old. Former Forestville junior. Back from 4 years as an Oregon Duck. Got some run last night, 2 points in 5 minutes.
I think she had a bit of an injury as well. So, yeah, I think it was a back injury. So it's really good to see her out on the floor. And we've got so many of those players that have come from the US, college in the US, coming back to the league this year. It's really good to see.
And, of course, some that are on their way there. I mentioned Paige Price is going to be a Hoosier next year. Here is Jaeger. Good, strong attack there, and she draws the contact, and a foul on Carly Ernst. That'll be her first personal.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone in Bendigo that's really in foul trouble, so they can afford to have a few cheap fouls.
They've gone pretty big, this lineup here. Bendigo, Ernst, Rintala, and Skinner. All out on the floor together as they're in a little 2-3 zone. Goulding and Levy round out that lineup. Here's Wilson behind the back. Fumbles it. Wirrung, 7 on the shot clock. Good strong take and a good finish at the cut from Abby Wirrung. And you called for some more aggression from her, Michelle, and you've seen it. Levy to the rim. 11 points now for Levy. Whittle underneath, and that's a second personal now on Carly Ernst.
Yeah, she was coming in from the side. You can't really let someone get a first step on you like that and then come in from the side. That's tough defense.
So I mentioned Levy moments ago. She's now got 15. Actually, 6 of 11 from the field, 3 of 3 from long range. She has been spectacular. On the battle of the point guards in this opening half, Wilson and Lavey, each with 15 first half points, has been fun to watch.
Yeah, they're certainly setting it up for their teams. Really good to see. Two tough point guards.
Not always guarding each other, but definitely making plays. Ernst, three-point hit from Carly Ernst. 2-point game.
She's feeling it a bit now, Ernst. Whittle did a good post up there. They really need to look inside and feed it into her.
Long-range attempt from Wirang off the front of the rim. And a chance to tie it up or take the lead here for Bendigo. Late in the second quarter, and Ernst a little too eager. Good effort there from Rintala. And looks like maybe the foul called on Wirang underneath.
No, I think it just came off her. I don't think it was a foul.
She's got the last touch. So Bendigo have it. A minute and a half to play. Lavey, little hezzy. Can't finish at the rim. Oh, it was a nice play. Should have made it count. Wilson, little stutter step, finds Whittle. No good, but Wilson gets it back. Step back triple. That rattles out. Another offensive board for Adelaide. This time Whittle. And she gets a technical. A few choice words from Marina Whittle to the official underneath, and she gets slapped with a T.
Geez, it must have been really quick that she said something, because it was almost like she was still coming down when he was pretty quick on that tech. And that's, what do you do, Liam? Do you sub her out now and, you know, you got a tech, take you out?
Well, I think generally, I think the best course of action is to have your plans in place and an agreed course of action as a team in advance, right? Going into the season, this is what's going to happen when you get a technical, and so the players understand it. But that's not what Chris Lucas is doing right now. He's got Steph Talbot on 3 fouls, and Whittle's playing pretty well out there, so he's going to let it roll.
And I kind of don't blame him. You can maybe forgive a little sin.
Frustration boiling over there for Whittle, and foul underneath on Badish as Rintala had the seal. She'll go to the stripe to put Bendigo in front.
And this is good, a nice close game. This is what we wanted. You know, neither of these teams, they don't need a blowout. They said, unless, you know, you're the team winning, then you want to blow out. But just a nice close game, a nice solid contest.
Two for two from Rintala, and the Bendigo Spirit have hit the lead. 1 point advantage inside the final minute of the opening half. You can see there, 21-19 in this second quarter after they were down 11 a few minutes ago. What a terrific response it's been from the Spirit. Lavey guarded by Wilson. The 2 game-leading scorers, head-to-head.
There's that high screen. I love Lavey coming off high screens.
She loves it too. Pulls up, can't hit. Rintala keeps it alive. Here's Skinner. Can't knock that one in, gets it back. Another attempt from Skinner and falls short. Badish clears it for the Lightning, and Wilson has 7 seconds to play with. Pulls up, lets it fly, Wilson, and it's no good. And that'll do us for the opening half. The Bendigo Spirit yet to get a win in the Chemist Warehouse WNBL after 6 losses. They lead Adelaide 43-42.
And I'm fairly certain that right now Chris Lucas would be quite unhappy with those O boards that were just going on there. Just really, that's not good enough, and that'll be his first words when he gets into the change rooms.
So it's 43-42, the Bendigo Spirit with the lead here at half-time. And 0-6 to start the season for the Spirit. Down 11 midway through that second quarter, Michelle. And they managed to work their way back into the game very impressively.
Yeah, they brought it back, and you know, it was a bit of like Carly Ernst, that getting inside, then popping outside for that three-pointer. You know, and they're shooting pretty well. Tessa Lavey, she's been a big factor, and she shoots the three so well. So they've just got to keep going to the well till it runs dry now.
3 first-half fouls for Steph Talbot. She picked up her third foul early in that second quarter, inside the first minute or so, I think, of that second quarter for Talbot. How big of an impact has that had for Adelaide?
I think it's massive. When you've got a player like Talbot, you rely on her so much, not just for what she does, like her shooting, her passing and her boards, her free throw shooting. It's for her leadership as well, and she's a great leader. And I think just having her out of the game, they kind of lost a bit of their comfort zone. Although Ali Wilson stepped up, so she's having a great game, and it's really good to see Whittle having a great game as well.
How good would Tracy York be feeling right now? Here you see the head-to-head, the halftime stats between Lavey and Wilson. You mentioned those two. 18 points for Lavey, 15 for Wilson, and both of them shooting at a very nice clip from the field. Some boards there for Wilson, 6 to 3, and each of them hitting 3 times from long range. Here's the halftime highlights, and Wilson getting things going for the Lightning. She has been sensational.
She has, and she's 50% from the three-point line, and then we've got Tessa Lavey, who's 100% from the three-point line. You know what? Take a bit more, Lavey. Take a bit more, and do those threes until, you know, you miss one.
Here is where Wilson is at her best, really. I mean, we saw her knocking down some triples, but when she's out in transition, here is Lavey working with Todd Hunter, and this backcourt battle has been really fun to watch. And I mean, do you give either one the advantage at this point, or both of them just having a big night thus far?
Yeah, I actually don't give either one the advantage. I think they're both playing fantastic. I'd like to see them on the same team, actually. That'd be a good thing to watch. But yeah, I just think they're both doing super well, and they have to take it more, I think. Even Ali Wilson taking it to the basket really hard. I think she probably needs it in her hand a little bit more. But from a defensive perspective, yeah, defensively, you want to keep it out of Lavey's hand. You want to keep it out of Ali Wilson's hands. So you'd be in full denial.
You mentioned Tessa Lavey, 3 from 3 from long range. Came into tonight shooting 18% from out there, 5 of 27 on the season in their 6 games before this evening. What's been the difference for her from long range tonight? Well, she's knocked them in, obviously.
Yeah, friendly rings, I don't know. But she just looks really confident. And if she can finish off around the basket as well, she's going to have that well-rounded game that is really hard to guard.
Here you see the halftime team stats, the 1-point advantage for the Spirit. And look at the triples from Bendigo, 8 from 16 from long range, 50%. And both teams getting to the stripe a little bit, a slight rebounding advantage for Bendigo, 28 to 22. Both teams looking after the ball reasonably well, something you said was a real key coming into the game. 8 turnovers for Bendigo, 6 for Adelaide, and the rest of the numbers pretty tight. What's the key difference maker on that board for you, Michelle?
Look, they were so close. Everything was so close. I don't know, maybe the free throw shooting, it's been pretty exceptional from especially Bendigo. Yeah, if Adelaide can pick theirs up a little bit, we've got a contest on our hands. We really have. We
asked the question ahead of the game, when will Bendigo break through for their first win? Now, they've been in good positions in some games previously, right? They played the Fire tough. I think the Lynx, they played them tough. A 13-point loss, a 10-point loss. What do they need to do differently in this second half than they have in those other games to put themselves in a position to get over the line?
I actually think they just need to do what they did in the first half. They really do. And they've got good ball movement. So that when they get Carly Ernst inside, it can look for her inside. I think it really just opens up the outside because they have to collapse on her because she's 6'5". She's difficult to guard. So once they collapse, then she can dish it out and they can get easy shots.
Let's talk about Steph Talbot. Right, the MVP candidate, the league leader in scoring, and she's on the bench. Well, she was on the bench throughout that second quarter with 3 personals. You expected a start to begin this second half. What's the mentality? What's the mentality, firstly, from her coming out defensively in these opening few minutes? And how do you approach it if you're Tracy York and the Spirit? Do you go at her to open this third quarter?
I don't think Tracy York should intentionally go at her, but in the course of action, if you've got somebody that, you know, has that opportunity to go one-on-one with Talbot, yeah, of course, take it. But other than that, you just got to play really, really smart. And she's a smart enough player. She can play with 3 fouls, definitely. But the problem is if she gets her 4th in the third quarter, then it's like, Chris Lucas, what do you do? Because they do not want to lose to Bendigo. Like, no one wants to be the first, you know, win for Bendigo. Yeah,
of course.
It's going to be really tough on them. And they're fighting. Adelaide are fighting for, they're probably sitting in the top 5 at the moment. Like, I think we've got 5 teams. And I apologise to Sydney if they're thinking they're a bit in the running. And you kind of might be, but the next clash is between Sydney and Adelaide. So Adelaide can't lose this, and then it will be a guide when they play Sydney to see actually where are you? Are you in the top or are you in the bottom?
So what do you think the message would be from Chris Lucas to that Adelaide group right now in the sheds?
One, they need to stop allowing Bendigo to get their boards. Like, that was just crazy, those last bits, and I have no doubt he's focusing on that. But like, they don't have to do anything crazy. Just keep taking it. When they take it to the hoop hard, they look really good. Adelaide look really good. So if they keep taking it to the hoop hard, they've got inside-outside action too. They're very similar, these teams, the way they play, actually. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting.
What do you think is the issue for them with their defensive rebounding? Coming out of the quarantine last night, they gave up 20 offensive rebounds to the Deakin Melbourne Boomers as they got run over by 40 points, and they've given up 12 in this opening half to Bendigo. What are they not getting done on the defensive glass?
Well, I don't think they're boxing out. Like, it's just, when that happens, you've just got to bring it back to basics. It really is bringing it back to basics. All right, you make sure you're boxing out. And I think when Bendigo moves that ball really well, it's hard to box out because you're chasing your tail. Like, they're chasing him around and they're hard closeouts. And they need to find a body, bang a body.
Well, speaking of bodies, one of the key talking points for this Chemist Warehouse WNBL season is the schedule. It's a brutal schedule for all teams, but especially for Adelaide now, coming out of that quarantine period, the reshuffled fixture. I saw some quotes from Adelaide legend Rachel Spawn earlier today saying it's going to be harder than an Olympic schedule where they're going to play 10 games, I think, in about 19 days. And a big job for the support staff of each of the teams to get their players up and ready, rest, recovery, all those things that you don't often think about when you sit and watch the game. And I understand you caught up with the physio for the Deakin Melbourne Boomers earlier today. What did she tell you about that process for her team?
Yeah, I actually spoke to her on Sunday. So it's Gayleen McKay. She's so busy. She couldn't stress more, like, trying to get these elite athletes out on the floor and keep them out on the floor. She's also working 2 other jobs remotely as well. So we don't really think about that. We just look at what we see, and then Boomers don't have a strength and conditioning coach. So Gay is also playing the strength and conditioning coach, so she's responsible for their recovery as well. And it's really difficult. And so when I spoke to her Sunday morning, they had a game Sunday afternoon, and so she was working on Tess Madgen, because Tess has had an injury, so she worked on her in the morning, and then the day before she had worked on 9 players. She had worked on 9 players, and they were half-hour time slots with those 9 players. So it's effectively, she had 4.5 hours on the Saturday of just purely trying to get these athletes in shape. So I think really the unsung heroes, the physios, the strength and conditioning, and also the team managers. So thank you all for making this happen for these girls.
Well said indeed. The unsung heroes, the support staff of each of these clubs as we gear up for the second half of this tightly contested contest. It's the Bendigo Spirit with a 1-point advantage. They lead Adelaide 43 to 42.
Broadcast partners Fox Sports, ABC and Care, and leading partners Athletics, Sport and Gatorade, the ongoing support for Chemist Warehouse WNBL. Support your team style, head to WNBL.
Last minute instructions from Tracy York in this Bendigo huddle, and Chris Lucas, the 2-time WNBL champion, in the Adelaide huddle as the starters get ready to come back out. There's Carly Ernst. She's up and about, 13 points on 3 of 7 shooting from long range, supporting Tessa Lavey, who has 18 in that opening term. And the Adelaide Lightning getting themselves ready, and Steph Talbot, indeed, as you said, ready to come out and take the floor.
Yeah, and she's smart enough. She'll be fine. She'll be fine playing out there. But both teams have started the way they started the game. So clearly they're confident in what they're doing and confident who they've got out there.
And the second half is underway. The Bendigo Spirit with the 1-point advantage. Golding finds Ernst on the elbow. Hand off for Lavey. She attacks the bucket and draws the foul on Chelsea Brooke, her second personal.
And that's awesome work coming off that handoff. Handoffs are the hardest thing to actually guard. So coming off that hard, turning that corner, taking it hard to the basket, that's so hard to defend.
And she's so hard to defend, Tessa Lavey, when she gets downhill. And what I like about the Spirit tonight is Lavey and Ernst have just been in attack mode. I mean, if this team on any night is going to be within a shot or have a chance to topple one of these other squads, it's going to be because both Lavey and Ernst had big games, and they are getting it done tonight, leading the way for the Spirit.
They certainly are, and they're both going to have to play big minutes, so I don't see them coming out in this second half.
Talbot finds Brooke, straight away 3, off the rim. Talbot wins it back. The ball swings to Wirrung, pick and roll action with Brooke, and she tosses it straight out of bounds.
See, Abby Wirrung could have had better vision there because Talbot was free as a bird, but she could only see out of the left side. But yeah, if she had have swung that, Talbot would have had an easy shot.
A chance for Bendigo to build on their advantage. They're going to Ernst. A little 2-man action here with Lavey. I like it. Single digits on the shot clock. The ball finds Golding. She steps back. And the ball's off Talbot. Bendigo get it back.
And I know
no reset, though, on the shot clock.
I know that shot didn't go down from Golding, but she has to try and get herself into the game too, so that they don't just have to concentrate on Lavey and concentrate on Ernst. That, you know, there's somebody else.
They did get the reset, the Spirit. So 14 on the clock. They get a chance to run a play. They swing it back to Lavey and downhill right to the cup. Tessa Lavey is in her bag tonight.
And, you know, I think that Bendigo are actually starting this from their defensive end. You know, they were up, and your defense translates to your offense. So, and I think Bendigo are feeling both ends right now.
And she is feeling it. Lavey, 20 points, 50% shooting from the field. Talbot's trying to get herself going. Not happening. Ernst finds Lavey, and the game-leading scorer adds another bucket. Timeout, Adelaide.
Yeah, he had to burn a timeout there, and he'll be disappointed now that he's had to burn a timeout so early, just because Bendigo are feeling it, and they're running, and they look strong.
She is having some fun out there right now. Look at her go. Lavey at the top of your screen as Ernst cleared the defensive board. Look at the big smile on Lavey's face. She goes to 22, and the Spirit are out by 5.
And that was a great pass from Ernst. Yeah, just a vision. She knew where she was going to be. And if Lavey gets out on that break, you just throw it in front of her. She'll hunt it down.
So 22 for Lavey. Comes in, that's double her season scoring average of 11. Sorry, 24. My numbers are a little slow to update here. I'm underselling it. Here's Tracy York.
All right, for one possession. The rest of the time, we've got to be disciplined coming back. Swinger gets, so if we get to Carly, she can fake that hand off and turn and have a look. All right, if it's there,
that is switched onto me, so I reckon you can go after me.
All right, make sure you're getting on the rim, guys, or turning over to that shot.
1, 2, 3.
So I keep going to that handoff too, because it's working for them. They're getting what they need and turn that corner, and then I think Carly Ernst, she either needs to pop to the three-point line or roll to the basket. You can't just stand in no man's land.
And on the flip side for Adelaide, how does Chris Lucas get his squad going? They are well and truly on the back foot right now.
I think it's going to have to start from their defensive end.
12-zip run on either side of half-time. Talbot can't hit there, and the Spirit take it away. They lead by 7. What a topsy-turvy game we have here, though. We're down double digits midway through the second quarter. Bendigo, Ernst, that never looked likely. Off the front of the rim, Talbot takes it away. She's got Palvast. She skips it. It's a little hesitation in Talbot's game right now. Wilson in the end of the lane finds Wirang, and they needed that, the Lightning.
Hopefully that's just a steadier for them, and they'll just build on that now.
So Wirang goes to 7, and it's a 4-point ball game. Todd Hunter was open, didn't want it, and she turns it over instead. Whittle in the middle cylinder finds Talbot, pulls up, knocks it down.
And that's what we want to see. That'll give her confidence. So it's now only a 2-point game, and I think Talbot will just build on that now in this half.
5-zip run for Adelaide. The Wirang 3, the turnover from Todd Hunter, and the stop and pop from Talbot in transition. Golding to Palvast, and a foul called on Whittle underneath, and she doesn't like it.
It was almost a hospital pass to Palvast, though. That's a difficult catch. And that was good help, D, from Whittle.
Second personal on Whittle, second team foul on the Lightning. Golding along the baseline, she's called for a hooking foul. This is where you feel like Bendigo need to go back to Lavey. That handoff action that they were running, you saw the adjustment from Lucas, went into the zone there for a moment.
Yeah.
Try to handle some of that, but it's when the ball is in Tessa Lavey's hand that Bendigo have looked their best tonight.
Yeah, for sure. And that's it, like either high screens or those high handoffs. Give Lavey space to work.
Whittle can't find space on the spin. Here's Lavey in transition. Guarded by Talbot, the two opals head-to-head as Ernst and Brooke clash on the weak side, and the foul's called on Chelsea Brooke. Her third team foul on the Lightning. Here's another look at it, Michelle. Bit rough.
Really, yeah.
Like Ernst throwing her elbows around.
If you got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Is that what your mum taught?
That's right.
And they go inside to Ernst. She's guarded by Whittle. A little contact, rolling hooks, no good.
Way to get after it, though, Ernst. Chase that offensive board down.
chance to tie it up or take the lead back for the Adelaide Lightning.
So Chelsea Brooke has to look at that shot. She can shoot the three. She's got to make them respect her.
That's a good call. And instead, she picks up the offensive foul down low.
Another hook. So we've gone hook for hook.
Yeah, that's a great call from you, Michelle. Chelsea Brooke, she's only had one three-point attempt tonight, but shot 40% from three last season. And you're right, she needs to just let that thing fly.
Yeah, for sure. It make them respect you from the three-point line as well as inside.
The zone putting the clamps on Levy at the moment. Ernst lets it fly off the back of the rim.
Adelaide are really lucky that didn't go down because she was so free.
Talbot. That's down for Steph Talbot, a confidence rebuilder for the superstar. She's into double figures and Adelaide back in the lead.
So there's a chance Talbot might get hot now. She got that shot. You get the feel. We're back in the zone here.
Ooh, big hit from the corner there as Paige Price comes in and knocks one down. Talbot, you called it, Michelle, and she rolls to the rim.
Yeah. So she's got her confidence back now, and they're going to have to put a lid on her or she'll get away from them.
This Paige Price, she did exactly the same thing in the first quarter, Price, as Skinner misses that one. Checked into the game, got open, and knocked it down. We're all tied up at 52, midway through the third term. Good strong take from Abby Weirung to the rim.
And that's good penetration. That's good to see from Weirung. Took it strong and put it up hard. Got the reward.
Well, we go bucket for bucket in Townsville. Bendigo and Adelaide both got whacked last night, but they've come out competing in this one.
And it's really good to see. You know, a close game is always a good game.
Weirung again attacking off the dribble. Draws the foul on Paul Vast, her first personal. And Weirung, I like this from her in transition. Puts her head down, draws the contact, gets to the free throw line.
Yeah, she's a quiet achiever, Weirung. So she's at 9 points, and you know, it's not a noticeable 9 points. She kind of does it really slyly, I guess.
2 boards, 3 dimes, and 2 steals to go with those 9 points for Weirung. Playing a big load of minutes. And she's now in a double figures as Alicia Froling checks in for the Spirit, who suddenly find themselves back down by 3. They were building a healthy lead moments ago. Rintala can't hit that and knocks it away from Talbot, but the Lightning will get it back.
I think it was a good decision from Chris Lucas to go into this zone. You know, he's stopping those handoffs and that penetration, and yeah, really good move. I don't think they'll stay in it because they've got too many shooters, Bendigo. But yeah, for the moment,
I think most of all, it's put the clamps on Tessa Levy, hasn't it? 24 points, the game-leading scorer. She was rolling a few minutes ago, and she really hasn't had a look in these last couple of minutes against that zone. Weirung knocked away by Skinner. Price, Levy. Dancing with it on Tomlinson, kicks it out, long range attempt. Oh, wow, that's down.
Demi Skinner is making those outside shots. That is so good from her.
9 points for Skinner. Talbot, classy to the rim.
So is that 3 threes for Skinner? I think it is.
She's 3 from 5 from long range, Skinner. She's been letting it fly, and she's been knocking it down. Inside to Rintala. Back out to Skinner. Here she goes again. Pull up from mid-range. Whack! Demi Skinner having herself a ball game.
Yeah, well, they're going to have to stop Skinner now.
11 points for Skinner. Came in averaging 3 points a game, and 9 points a game last season for the Spirit. It was 5 points in 17 minutes last night against Townsville as Wilson, you see there, gets that sent away by Froling, but earns a trip to the free throw line.
So they're just...
Oh no, sorry. Lightning have it out of bounds.
Okay.
Levy gets her mitts on it. She keep it in, she can't. 13 seconds on the shot clock for Adelaide.
So it looked like Bendigo moved into a bit of a zone as well. Maybe they saw it was working for Adelaide and go, oh, why not? Let's give this a go.
Yeah, maybe just on the end ball, perhaps.
Yeah, it could be.
Switch on the screening action there, and the turnover. Wilson not happy. The ball comes off Tomlinson, and Bendigo have it back. 2 minutes and change left in this third term, 57 apiece, and there's some energy in the building. A sense that perhaps Bendigo might have a look at their breakthrough debut victory of the Chemist Warehouse WNBL season. Levy late in the shot clock, into the lane, no look dish, finds Price, and a shot clock violation, gets it back for Adelaide.
I really don't know how Levy actually saw Price there. It was a really tricky pass.
So what can Adelaide come up with here? Every time a team has been questioned in this game, they've responded. Just as Bendigo have done here. Tomlinson gets away with a hook and a three-point opportunity for the experienced veteran centre.
Yeah, that's a really good move from Tomlinson. Comes from a big basketball background. Sandra, her mum played. Ray, her dad, he actually coached me with the Australian junior team. So, and all her sisters played.
A 10-year pro, moved to Adelaide from Southside. Played limited minutes for the Flyers last season, and well and truly a part of this Adelaide rotation. Wilson finds Talbot. That's down, I'm sure. No, it's an air ball from Talbot. A big-time missed opportunity for the Lightning, because that was a great look.
It was, and it's very rare that you see Talbot airball. Okay, I just feel the Bendigo really needs this score here.
Big play for the Spirit. Fade away from Ernst, and it's good. They tie it up, the Spirit. 1 minute remaining in the third term. 15 points now for Ernst, 5 of 14 from the field.
So there's still, well, there's 2 plays in this now.
Foul called on Bendigo. See here, Palvast a little over-eager. Picks up the personal. Talbot off the dribble, pull up, off the back of the rim. Great rebound from Tomlinson. And a new possession for the Lightning. He goes Ortler. Step back. Down. Good hit. Taylor Ortler.
Fantastic shot.
So the final possession of the third term for Bendigo. Shot clock turned off. Levy guarded by Jaeger.
Surely they'll run it right down here.
The screen comes from Froling. Levy on her right hand. Crosses up right to the middle of the lane, but cannot finish in the cup. Oh boy, she got right to the rim, Michelle.
Did, and she missed that easy shot again. So this will, that 0.5 of a second, it'll have to be a lob. Surely into Ernst. She's nice and long.
And the buzzer sounds on the Spirit, and the Adelaide Lightning respond. And they take a 2-point lead into three-quarter time. It's Adelaide 61, Bendigo 59.
Yeah, Yeah, I really don't know which way this is going to go. It's such a seesawing affair. I think that just Adelaide might come through here because Bendigo are quite renowned for fourth quarter fade-outs, and we're just about to head into that quarter. So I'm hoping they can prove me wrong. I'm not 100% sure that they will.
So it's Tessa Lavey for Bendigo leading all scorers. You see her there on your screen. 24 points, 9 of 17 from the field, 3 of 3 from long range, and supported by Carly Ernst, 15. And she's got 15 and 7 defensive boards for Ernst. Skinner off the bench, 3 of 5 from long range, 4 of 9 from the field overall. She's also in double figures with 11, and for the Adelaide Lightning, it's Wilson and Talbot each with 15, and Weira with 10 as we creep into the huddle here with Bendigo Spirit head coach Tracy York.
Go to scouts. You know that Steph Talbot is going to keep going at every opportunity, and she's not looking past your player depending on who it is.
Remember hand, we were talking hand.
Yeah, hand. So in the zone, just find those. So you can run your swinger series, but you also can do the high-low where we're looking at your screening across and getting the flash high. We can get the shooter through to the corner.
The down screen, big flash, look high low straight away. That
Yeah,
one,
so
gets over
if we
5.
call it low 14 for you, that's where we're trying to get you to shoot flashes high.
Yeah, so down screen first, like rinse me out, and then back flash.
Hey, look after and keep attacking, guys. You've got to do it from stops in this fourth quarter.
And I think that's really smart, using high-low action. That's really smart from Tracy York. And also, she was talking about Steph Talbot. They've got to keep an eye on her because she's just going to take it at him, and probably not look to pass.
So this was a rescheduled game. We mentioned Adelaide were put into their self-isolation there for a period of time, and with the late fixture change, with Adelaide being in quarantine, the late tip-off time midweek, and the venue logistics associated, it was decided this game featuring these 2 interstate teams would be open to family and friends only. That's why you see those empty stands there behind the benches. But I spoke about the energy in the building before, Michelle. As Bendigo got their noses in front, you could feel it lift. Maybe it's just from their bench, but certainly there's energy in that building with those that are in there, and Talbot feeds off it to give Adelaide a 4-point lead.
That'll put a dampener on that energy. There's a good take from Talbot, though.
That Adelaide bench is on their feet. You're right, they do not want to be the team to go down to the Spirit. Turnover. Here comes Ortland. Crosses up, finds Jaeger, and nicely done by Adelaide. A couple of quick buckets. Timeout, Bendigo.
And you know what the worst part would be? If you are that team to go down to Bendigo, you got to go back into the hub with everybody. Like, you got to live it with everybody. And you know, if I was one of the other teams, I'd be going, are you kidding me? You lost to Bendigo?
Oh, hard.
But that's the thing. They're all on top of each other. You can use that.
Right. And how's that play? That's a big play from those two. Jaeger and Ortler playing limited minutes tonight off the bench, those two, and opening the fourth quarter. Close ball game. They made it work in transition.
Yeah, fantastic. And that's a really good thing, because clearly in the last time out, Tracy York was saying, we're worried about Talbot. So when other players like Jaeger and Ortler can step up, it makes it easier, because then Bendigo have to start defending them, and their players can't help out as much on Talbot.
Of course, the other issue there, Michelle's the turnover. Live ball turnovers will kill you in transition going the other way. And Bendigo have actually done a pretty good job throughout the night of looking after the rock, but that turnover there was costly.
For sure. Absolute
Wilson
coach killer.
steps to Lavey in the backcourt. It was the matchup that really dominated the first half. Adelaide have put the clamps, well, they've each put the clamps on each other in this second half. for the most part. Lavy's trying to get going. Look at the numbers they're running at Lavy. 5 on the shot clock. She's open now. Wow. Oh, boy, I got excited and the ball's off Bendigo.
I'm with you. It looked like it was going down. I was excited with you. But she was so free. I don't think they can give Tessa Lavy that much space time and time again, because she'll nail that.
So a 6-point advantage to the Lightning. Talbot attacking off the dribble, spinning and winning. Steph Talbot off to the free throw line.
And that's exactly what Tracy York was worried about, Talbot taking it. So they kind of overloaded one side, and just look how much room Talbot has there to work. And there was no help D either. And Bendigo, you can't afford to do that. You've got to have help D when Talbot's got the ball.
18 points now for Talbot. Leads the league with 22 a game, averaging a double-double, 22 and 10. Talbot, she goes to 19. She's got 6 boards and 3 assists as a part of that stat line.
Oh, she's having a good, and she sat out for most of the second quarter. So
there's Golding, Lavy, she's open. Can't hit that one either. 2 really good looks for Lavy. Todd Hunter ties it up underneath. The possession arrow points Bendigo's way. You said they can't leave her open, Michelle. They did it, and she wasn't quite able to make them pay.
yeah, it's dried up a little bit for her. So maybe she needs to get more of that penetration happening. Put it to the floor.
Lavy finds Todd Hunter wide open in mid-range. Won't get more open than that. Here's Talbot. One-hand whip pass to Ortlet. Lets it fly. Talbot again. She's all over this ball game right now.
And this was what I was afraid of, Liam, this fourth quarter where they just have a bit of a fade out now, and you can't afford a fade out against a team like Adelaide.
10-point advantage to the Lightning. Big play here for Bendigo. Ernst front rims the 3-point attempt. Golding wins it back. Todd Hunter's open. Has no intention of shooting it whatsoever. Has to here. And can't make it count.
They're just having real difficulty scoring, and it's not that they're taking bad shots.
Nope.
They're taking the right shots. They're just not going down.
Came in shooting 29% from range, Todd Hunter. Great look there. Tomlinson turns that one down. Wilson rolls it into Tomlinson. One-on-one with Goulding. Fade away. Bucket.
Goes down. And they play very similarly, Tomlinson and Ernst, the way that they play inside and back away from the D.
Lavy with the floater. Didn't quite have the touch off the glass. Trying to get herself going in transition there, Lavy. Right into the heart of the D. It was a good look.
She's missed quite a few of those easy shots, so like that should have gone down. And she'd be disappointed with that. But they can still turn it around, Bendigo. But I think this timeout is just to try and settle them down. You know, it's a 12-point game at the moment, and that just happened like that. It's happened so quickly.
Has it come a possession or two too late this timeout, Michelle?
Maybe. I always like. I really like Tracy York as a coach, and I think she's doing a great job. When I looked at them on paper before, you know, they actually got into the hub, I looked and went, oh, I don't think, you know. But then I thought, oh, maybe, you know, once you put them on the hardwood. But they really don't have the firepower. So I'm hoping they can get there.
Tip it, get 2 hands on it. Tip it.
Great job out there. We got you. Finish up. Let's go.
So instead of rebounding it, tip it out. And that's really smart.
You said it earlier in the game, Michelle, that Bendigo have had their fourth quarter struggles. They had first quarter struggles last night, let's be honest, as they got wiped off the floor by Townsville in the early going. But tonight, boy, haven't they hung tough.
And it's really unfortunate that it's heading this way now, because they've played 3 really good, solid quarters to make everyone stand up and go, oh, hey, they're okay, they're good.
They were in this position in the first half, don't forget, down 11 midway through the second quarter. They fought back and led at half-time. They're down 12 here. That'll hurt. Ortlip, oh, wow. Big out-of-timeout play for the Lightning.
And she's actually hurt them a bit in this fourth quarter, Ortlip.
Big hit for Ortlip. Adelaide nearly forced another turnover. Get that out of here, says Tomlinson. Ernst, pull up. Rattles out.
You're a brave person shooting over Tomlinson like that.
Here's Wilson. Wow, whackety whack go the Lightning. Back-to-back triples, and they're out by 18.
And I think the coaching staff on Bendigo will just be thinking, we feel this slipping away.
Oh, it's slipped. It's been an absolute avalanche in these last couple of minutes, as Ortlip and Wilson go back-to-back from long range. Offensive foul there on Wilson. We get a look at the colourful soles of Mary Goulding's kicks as she limps off the floor. That's McLean, Ernst, Skinner, Lavey and Rentala for Bendigo. Wilson, Smith, Talbot, Ortlip and Baddish on the floor for the Lightning. 18-point margin now for Adelaide. Skinner. Boy, they needed that one.
Well, hasn't she just been a breath of fresh air tonight, though? What an awesome output from her.
It's been sensational. 14 points. A season high for Demi Skinner. 50% from the field. Here's Ortlip on Ernst. Gets a little space, lets it fly. The back of the rim. Here comes Bendigo. Skinner, pull up. It's off. Carly Ernst's energy down low. Wins the ball back for Bendigo.
Gee, Talbot just launched herself through there. She was like Superman coming through.
There you see the foul on Baddish underneath. Ortlip, good minutes from her. That triple was enormous. Up 12 out of the timeout. Caught it and knocked it down. And when Wilson followed it up, they blew it out to 18. And it's been a really good response from this Adelaide team in this second half.
Yeah.
They were embarrassed last night, let's be honest.
Oh, it was shocking. It was shocking. But, you know, to come back like this, and it's a tough thing to do because you still have in your mind exactly what happened the previous night. You can't just get rid of it and it's not there. You still got that in your mind. So to turn it around like they have, they've done a great job. And having said that, I will say the Spirit have also turned it around as well. So then they're not the two teams that played last night. They're better than that.
Good call. It's been 16-4 in this fourth quarter for Adelaide. A couple of freebies from Lavey. Takes her to 26. She's the game-leading scorer. Talbot's chasing her. She's got 21. She's out of the game. That might be all she wrote for Steph Talbot. Up 13. 5 minutes to play.
Well, if you can get her rest when you can, why not? Because she'll play some serious minutes coming up. And they've got, as we said, they've got a very heavy schedule. They've actually, so they've got Sydney on Saturday, and then they've got on Sunday Southside Flyers, and then on the Wednesday they've got Southside Flyers again. So they've got back-to-back Southside Flyers. That's a bit rough.
They've got to change cities too, right? They've got to go from Townsville to make their way over to Cairns
Yeah.
play those back-to-back games.
And they are driving, they're not flying. This is not a luxurious hub where they're just flying everywhere. It's a 4.5-hour drive, I think, so.
Good call. Here's Carly Smith, finds Wirang. Oh, Badish wasn't expecting it. Wirang gets it back. Fading towards the baseline, beats the buzzer, but can't find the bottom of the net. And foul underneath on Bendigo.
It's a really good board from Whittle too, nice and strong, and she just got it and then forced it straight back up there. She's another player that plays taller than she actually is.
She's 7 points, 7 boards, 3 assists and 2 steals for Marina Whittle tonight.
And she'll only build on that now, I think. She'll step forward instead of stepping backwards.
Here's Levy. They've shut her down for the most part in this last quarter and a half, and it's had an enormous impact. High-low, Price to Ernst.
Perfect, yeah, high-low action. It's difficult to defend, and that was a perfect seal from Ernst as well.
Wilson gets the pick from Badish, lets it fly from range, and that's down. Ali Wilson with another 3-point hit.
So that puts her up to 21 points now, Ali Wilson.
She's the equal team leader for the Lightning. Skinner, Ernst, the pressure from Adelaide. Elite right now. Levy attacks on the dribble, draws the foul. See. Fourth personal, sorry, that should be the 5th personal, I think, for Adelaide. So Levy should be at the stripe. Looking to add to her game-leading 26 points.
She just works so hard, Levy. Every single game, you know what you're going to get from her.
Tough season for Tessa Levy. This is a Rio Olympian, 2 trips to the World Championships as an opal, but it's going to be a grind throughout this WNBL season for her and the Spirit.
Yeah, it is a bit there. They probably just needed, you know, another player. They need a true big Bendigo and maybe just one other player that can, you know, step up and take some of that, give her a rest maybe, get some court time.
What kind of loss was Georgia Pinot for this team? What kind of role were you expecting her to come in and play this season?
Georgia's tough. She trained, I was coaching NBL 1 last season with Paul Flynn, and she came and trained out there with us, and she's really tough, and she's a workhorse, and that probably, you're exactly right. That's the kind of player that they are probably missing.
Do you think she would have come in and played a pretty big role?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
They lost her right before the season. Levy underneath. She's got 28 now. As she sticks the reverse. Sorry, make that 30. 30-point ball game for Levy. And it's an 11-point lead to Adelaide. Brooke. Ernst got a piece of it. And here comes Levy. She's had a big, big night. Ernst from way downtown, front rim.
So Levy, I think this is her 198th WNBL match, so she will have her 200th in the hub. So that's pretty exciting to celebrate.
McLean and Wirang bang bodies. They both hit the hardwood. The foul's on Wirang. So Cassidy McLean will head to the stripe. Her first trip to the free throw line tonight. Missed all of last season due to a knee injury. 21-year-old out of Newcastle cuts the lead, the margin to 9, single digits now. Talbot back in the game, interestingly.
She did come back. I'm not sure what that was about. Just resting her for a few minutes to bring her back for a last hip hip hooray.
Still 2.5 minutes to play, single-digit margin. That will finish it for mine, though, from Wirang with the catch and splash. Might just settle Chris Lucas's nerves a little. Brought his superstar back in the game, and she set up Wirang. Ernst. That's down. The answer from Carly Ernst, and we're back to 9.
And 9 points, it's still gettable, but they need to get up the floor. You can't afford to let Ellie Wilson just dictate what she wants to do there. They're going to have to get up on her and really get in the lanes.
Wirang's feeling good. Single digits on the shot clock. Draws the foul and gets to the free throw line. So she's got 13 now. Wirang, 21 each to Wilson and Talbot, leading the way for the Lightning.
Some pretty high scorers out there.
It's been a fun game.
Has indeed.
Each team getting a look at it in the lead. Both teams fighting back. Bendigo just keeping things interesting down the stretch here. And Adelaide answering the call. So 2 from 2 from Wirang puts the Lightning back up by 11. Skinner. Foul underneath as Ernst was crashing the offensive glass. And she'll go back to the free throw line. Big double-double for Carly Ernst tonight. 20 points and 10 boards.
It's interesting from the free throw line. They're both at 79%, both with exactly the same 15 from 19. Although Carly Ernst makes me look like a liar now. It's 16 from 20. Which is really good shooting from the foul line.
So 22 and 10 from Ernst and a 30-point ball game from Levy. They have done some heavy lifting for the Spirit. They have really stood up tonight. Skinner has also been really good. 14 off the bench, 4 of 7 from long range. And as a result, they've hung right in this game. It's single digits right now. A minute and change remaining. Levy's got her jets on. Needs to let it fly or make a play.
Yeah, they need to do something quickly.
Five on the shot clock. Skinner's open. And it's down. Demi Skinner again. Her 5th 3-ball of the night. She's got 17, and it's a 6-point game.
That's just clutch from Demi Skinner.
Time is Adelaide's friend, though, inside the final minute. They need a stop here. Bendigo. They get it. Here comes Carly Ernst. Lets it fly from range. It's off the front of the rim. Boy, that would have made things interesting. 30 seconds to play.
Certainly would have. And they'll be happy just to run the time off the clock now.
Wirang, straight away 3. It's off. The rebound from Goulding. Levy advances. 10 seconds to play. Pull up triple. Whack! It's a 3-point game. 6 seconds to play. Oh boy, Bendigo keep on punching.
Yeah, well, so will he advance the ball or just keep it up? Yeah, he'd have to advance the ball, I think. 6.7 seconds to go. And yeah, but they're going to have to foul. Bendigo are going to have to foul.
Well, they'll try to slap it away, try and get a steal if they can, but they'll make sure they foul and send Adelaide to the free throw line where they have, what have they shot? 79% on the night, 15 of 19, as you mentioned before. But Skinner and Levy from beyond the arc have given the Spirit a sniff.
I know, and who would have thought? I didn't think they could bring it back. I thought, you know, about 4 minutes ago, I thought it was pretty done and dusted. And look at them. And Chris Lucas, he'd be a bit worried right now.
Every time tonight, we thought the game was over. We thought the refrigerator door was closed and the jello was jiggling. these teams have fought their way back. And we've seen double-digit margins. We've seen momentum going this way and that. And you have to love, certainly Adelaide out there doing their thing. They're in the box seat to take this one. But the guts from this Bendigo Spirit team, who have yet to win a game, has been impressive tonight.
Yeah, they certainly have. And you know, it's good to see that they did pick it up in the fourth quarter.
So there's the foul. Levy gave it up on Talbot. They did have her in a little trap there, but they didn't really have enough time to play it out. So the foul sends Talbot to the stripe.
And you really don't want to be sending Talbot. That's probably one of the worst people to send to the line. But I don't think they had a choice.
She came into the game shooting 81% on the season, and she's 6 of 6 from the charity stripe tonight. This to seal it.
Ooh, or not. So there's there's still 2 shots in it. So even if she makes this one,
well, it's a 1-possession game if she misses this one.
If she misses, yeah.
It's down. 4-point lead to Adelaide, and Chris Lucas, the Lightning and their fans breathe an enormous sigh of relief.
Yeah, I didn't think there was much chance that she was going to miss 2 out of 2. One, I think, was stretching it, but 2 out of 2.
So Talbot takes her tally to 22. That's what she came in averaging as the league leading scorer. And Bendigo have 5.7 seconds to play with, but it's a 2-possession game, 4-point margin for Adelaide. Let's talk about this Bendigo team though, Michelle, because yes, Adelaide look like they're going to get the win, but really much of the story out of this game has been the impressive display from this winless Spirit squad. What have you liked most about their performance tonight?
I've liked how many scorers they've actually had. There's too many games that they've played that it's just been Cully Ernst and it's just been Tessa Levy. But, you know, when you see people like Demi Skinner stepping up, that's fantastic. It just takes a bit of the pressure off Levy and Ernst. So I've really liked that. And they've had a lot of, you know, good things, like their defense at times has been fantastic. So they've got a lot to pull out of this and go, hey, all right, we may not make the finals, but we might decide who makes the finals.
Offensive foul called on Rintala on the back screen along the baseline, so they don't get it inbounds. Bendigo and Adelaide get it back. The foul comes from Levy, sending Wilson to the stripe. Chance for her to become Adelaide's team leading scorer. She's got 21 and really probably didn't need a foul that one.
And this, you know, it's like the last couple of minutes goes for 20 minutes. They keep fouling.
Well, it's okay. It gives us a chance to break it down a little, Michelle. We talked about Bendigo there as Wilson goes to the stripe here. What's impressed you about Adelaide? Each time tonight they had Bendigo crawling up into them, they seem to have answered the bell. Yeah,
they certainly found something. I think this lady, Alex Wilson, she stepped up, especially when they lost Talbot early on with those fouls. You know, Alex Wilson just stepped up and, you know, she had a great game, and that's good to know that they can do that.
And that's the final buzzer, full time in Townsville. It was a close one. And in the end, Adelaide hold on the back of a high-scoring fourth quarter, which they won 28-24. It's Adelaide 89 beat Bendigo 83.
So a bounce-back win for the Lightning after a heavy defeat last night. This team, who have been through the ringer over the past week and a half, 6 days in quarantine, back out, a heavy defeat last night, and they toughed out the victory tonight. It was Steph Talbot and Alex Wilson leading the way. Wilson with 23 points, 6 boards and 6 assists. Talbot with 22. There is Wilson knocking that down. Talbot with 22 and 12 with 5 assists. Stat sheet stuffing performances from both of those two. Weera also big with 15, Michelle.
Yeah, fantastic job. Like Adelaide, they went in fits and waves. They were good in parts and then they were ordinary in parts. But, you know, they'll be able to take a lot out of this now, and I think it will give them the confidence to, you know, move forward. I think they've got Sydney next. So, and Sydney would have watched this thinking, oh, you know, this is going to be really tough.
And we check out these second half highlights. And it was Ali Wilson coming up big time and time again for the Lightning. We see her lighting it up from long range. She shot 5 of 10 from out there, Ali Wilson, and she joins us for the post-game interview. Ali, congratulations, great win. Geez, Bendigo asked some questions of you tonight, but you guys answered the call.
Yeah, absolutely. They really pushed us, and we came out we wanted to come out firing after the disappointment of last night's loss, and I'm glad that we put this one away in the end.
Ali, what was the message from Chris Lucas at half-time? You guys gave up a bunch of offensive rebounds last night. We're doing the same thing in the first half tonight, and you trailed by 1. What was his message in the sheds at half-time?
Yeah, he's certainly not happy with our defensive rebounding. We gave up way too many O-boards, and we've been doing that in every game that we've played. So that's definitely something that we need to address, because if we do that, we're a 10 times better team. So yeah, he definitely wasn't happy with that one.
I wouldn't worry, Ali, because coaches are never happy. So you just got to move forward. So how do you move forward now? What are you going to do? So you go home and, well, not home, you go back, and what do you do now?
Yeah, we're heading to Cairns tomorrow, so we got to travel day to Cairns, and then we have a day off, and then we'll play Sydney on the Saturday. So we'll prepare for Sydney. That's my old crew, so we'll be up and about for that one for sure.
Ali, just on yourself, another big performance tonight, 23 points, a stat sheet stuffing performance, 5 of 10 from long range. We got a sense on the broadcast that when Steph got into foul trouble in that opening half, you kind of took that game by the scruff of the neck. Did you feel that in that moment it was time for you to take over?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm the point guard of this team, and I try to lead in all ways. I mean, I can score, I can pass, I can rebound. So definitely when Steph went out, she's our main scorer. So I knew that I had to step up a little bit.
What's the ceiling for this team, Ali?
Yeah, I think it's super high. I don't think that we even played that well tonight, and we still managed to come away from the win. So we just need to keep addressing those little things that we spoke about, and I think we could go anywhere.
Well, congrats. We enjoy watching you play, and we enjoyed watching you guys get the win. So good luck. What's that?
Oh, just my team are just all, yeah. They think they're funny, so that's good.
Who's getting into you?
Oh, Steph Talbot, Brooke Basham, yeah, the usual suspects.
Well, we'll let you get in amongst the recovery. Great job tonight, and thanks for joining us for a chat.
Thanks heaps, guys.
Ali Wilson having some fun with her teammates. Her teammates having some fun with her, but she was spectacular as she went head-to-head with Tessa Lavey, wasn't she? 33 points for Lavey, 23 for Wilson. Michelle, as we check out these second half highlights.
Yeah, look, you know, I really feel for Bendigo. They put up such a good fight, and they just can't seem to get over the line. And I think it was the first part of the fourth quarter. So they remedied it a bit at the end, but if they can put that fourth quarter, a whole fourth quarter together, they're going to look, you know, they're going to give some of these teams a bit of a, you know, run for their money, I think.
And we got a good look there at the pull-up from Demi Skinner. Let's talk a little bit about her. You'll see her in these second half highlights a little bit. You'll see a bunch of Ali Wilson, no doubt. But 17 points for Skinner, 5 of 9 from long range. Is this something that we could see more often from her this season?
Well, based on what we saw today, I think there is absolutely no doubt we'll see more of that. And it was really good that she had the confidence. She just took those shots. She didn't think twice about it. And they had to, in the end, call a timeout and respect her and the team.
There you can see the full-time stats, awfully close. 45% from the field for Adelaide, 34% from Bendigo, and look at the triples from Bendigo, 17. Sorry, they're the free throws, 14 from 34, 41%. An impressive display from long range for the Spirit, and very closely contested the rest of the way, as was this ball game. Ebbs and flows. It had everything you'd want for a late night second leg of a midweek doubleheader, and in the end, Michelle, it was Adelaide just getting over the line.
It was, and I think, you know, they'll take, Adelaide will take good things out of this, and it'll give them a bounce in their step now. Yeah, they know they can be the real deal. As for Bendigo, they put up a good fight, and I really feel for them, and I really like Bendigo as a team, and they put up such a good fight. They just can't get over the line, and we want them to get there.
They will. They'll break through at some point. It wasn't tonight, though. It was the Adelaide Lightning by 6. The Southside Flyers with a big win over Perth to open your Wednesday night, and the Lightning with a narrow victory tonight over the Bendigo Spirit. On behalf of myself, Liam Santamaria, Michelle Gubbles, who did a sensational job, the whole hard-working crew out the back, thanks for joining us. This has been the Chemist Warehouse WNBL.